Hello, Joleon. How are you, my friend?
Evening. Good, thank you.
Very well, very well. We've just been talking about going and banging on the manager's door if you've been dropped or not picked when you think you should be. Be careful because Dave Jones is there.
Yeah, I get that. You're right.
Joel, good to see you, mate. Good to see you.
Yeah.
What were you like, Joleon?
To be fair, I was lucky enough. Wolves time, I never really. It wasn't really an issue. If there was a few other managers on here, they'd be telling you could have been a handful. To be fair, because I used to. I had a decent memory, so whatever reason I wasn't in a team, I was good at remembering an occasion where the person playing had committed that crime. So I'd go back and say, well, he's playing because he did that, and so I was good at that. But it's part of the game nowadays. Kind of the latter stages of my career, rotation was a thing where at the start you just played the same 11 every week.
This game tonight, it's a big test, isn't it? It's a really important one for the potential of where we can play in the next 5-6 games.
Yeah, definitely. And the biggest compliment I can play to Nuno and the squad is that Wolves are not underdogs. Like, who would have imagined Wolves playing Arsenal or any of the top 6 teams, barring City and Liverpool, and not being realistic underdogs for the game? Arsenal will go there and have to change the way they play, which is a massive compliment for Wolves.
Arsenal have kind of gone to this 3-4-3 in the last couple of weeks, and it's clearly working for them. But they would have probably expected to face, maybe if Traore was playing Traore, Jimenez, Jota, they'd be matched up 3-4-3. Now they've got to go up against a level of Jimenez and Traore rather than Jimenez and Jota. How will that change the way they'll try and go about it defensively, do you think? How do you mark those two?
Yeah, I think with Traore, I've seen teams now doubling, tripling up on him because he attracts so much attention because he's frightening. And having played with him and witnessed that firsthand, it's ridiculous. Like, I've never seen anyone so fast, like instantly. So in terms of how you combat that, you don't. If he has an off game, you're kind of hoping for that as an opponent. But if he's on form, he's unplayable.
Defensively, 405 minutes since conceding a goal. We've just been saying we have to give credit all the way through the 11. The defence starts from the front two.
Yeah, definitely. I know, like, kind of Cody Willy and decides to kind of get the credit for that and keepers. But in regards to how Wolves play, you can see it's a collective effort and no one shies away from the defensive side of the game. So they all deserve the same kind of credit and respect.
See, you're saying this now, though, now that you're retired. If you were in that back line, you'd be saying, give me the credit.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And I think the players will, and they deserve the most credit, but you've got to share it around because you can see the pressing from the front. And as a defender, when you used to see that and the ball would take longer to kind of get to your area of the field, you're just grateful for that. The lads are working so hard. But to be fair, at Wolves, Kenny, Blakey and Studge probably weren't as hard working, but Kenny and Courtney kind of did a bit more.
Dave Jones is nodding at that.
I don't think Blakey did anything, did he?
Yeah, that wasn't his forte. Just scored them two, just scored goals, so it's not a bad thing to have.
Yeah. No, we said before, Joel, that your first line of defence in a good team is always your forward line, isn't it? And certainly the way Arsenal play. Yeah, I mean, passing the ball within the 18-yard box now, I think, Wolves can really press high on these. And when you've got quick players and clever players, good forwards normally get themselves in good positions to set traps as well for the rest of the team. And I think that's what Wolves do quite well. They set traps to whether find a weak player or they've only got one way to go. And that's an important style of play as well that you try to introduce into. And I think Wolves have got that. And certainly when you've got quick players up front, Arsenal players today certainly won't have much time on the ball.
Oh yeah, 100%. Wolves, it's not just kind of gung-ho pressing, it's organised and they win it back in the right areas and they know where the next pass is, which is key. But with Traore playing anywhere on the field where you win it back, you can get the ball to him within 2 passes. Like, he's going to be one-on-one, so it's not going to be a great kind of sight for any defender.
You fancied him tonight?
I do.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know why we wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't. Like, they've obviously been playing well since this restart, the most informed team. And Arsenal, you don't know who you're going to get when you face Arsenal. Is it going to be the Arsenal of old or the inconsistent one that we've seen of late? So there's a real opportunity here for Wolves.
I think one of Wolves' strengths also is they've got players that can carry the ball. And when you can carry the ball in a team, it's a big advantage for you as well. They can get up the pitch. I think Dave said that before. You can get up the pitch very, very quickly with the players they've got. The team is littered with players that can carry the ball well, and that's another advantage for you as well. So, again, you set traps for teams, whether you're going to sit back and allow them, but you always know, or trying to force them to play into positions that you know that you're strong within. And as I said, that's all part and parcel of probably what Nuno's doing on the training ground. Is he's laying traps for the opposition.
Because Edo and Tomo know this. Like, I play the fans' role in this element of the kind of devil's advocate and maybe the slight pessimism that is in there amongst it. But you all have played the game, and you all look at this team from the outside, from me listening to you and thinking, why shouldn't we be confident that they can go out and put on a performance, Dave Edwards?
Most definitely. I think going into the game, Wolves will be so confident with what's happened in the previous weeks. They'll be wary of Arsenal, though, definitely. And I think the shape that Nuno's picked is try to act against that. I can imagine that Dendoncker and Moutinho are really going to get after the Arsenal two midfielders and leave Neves to protect the back three a little bit more, because the last thing Wolves want is to get Arsenal's front three left against our back three. So you're going to need Neves just to protect a little bit and the fullbacks tuck him round. But if Wolves get that press right and they press those two centre midfielders who like to take a chance on the ball, if they win it back in that final third, they could be dangerous. Like one slip pass into Traore, into Jimenez, and it could be goal. And I think that Arsenal will always have that one or two mistakes in them. And if Wolves can capitalise on it, I just can't see Arsenal getting back into the game. But like all the other games which have gone on since lockdown, Wolves will play their way into the game slowly, I think. I think they'll just try and work them out, then try and control the game, and then try and break them down like they do.